scientific community have heard about emergent gravity from Sri Tanu Padmanabhan, eminent scientist, which is not contradicting Einstein's theory, but this is totally replacing it.
Yeah.
So, how this is going to change quantum mechanics, relative, the theories we have now, and what is going to make the changes in the whole paradigm?
Padmanabhan's theory, that was a reinterpretation of the nature of gravity. And this is speculation. There is no empirical support to what Padmanabhan was saying. He was proposing an idea as a behavior of gravity is somehow related to some thermodynamic concepts and so on. That doesn't change anything in the way we use these theories. And of course, Padmanabhan's theory was based on special theory of relativity and so on. What I am saying is of an entirely different nature. I am saying the special theory of relativity with its light hypothesis and so on is entirely has to be, it is not a correct theory. It has to be entirely replaced by cosmic relativity, gravity theory based on the gravity of the cosmos. That is one aspect of it. Since I am saying all phenomena, all physical phenomena involved in dynamics, movement and so on is controlled by this gravity. Even the dynamics of atomic entities, which is a theory of quantum mechanics, has to now depend on this interaction, the interaction of all the matter with the entities in the laboratory as a basis of quantum mechanics also. When I do that, I also see a definite change in quantum mechanics. I have not talked about that very much so far, though I have written some papers on that. That is for future activity, but not only in relativity, but also in quantum mechanics. I know now what is the correct way of doing things, what is the correct physics, and so both will change. So it's I'm promoting, I am advocating change in the whole paradigm of fundamental physics, dynamics, relativity, and quantum mechanics.
Concepts like tachyons from ECG Sudarshan, the Einstein law was telling no other matter can travel faster than light, but according to your new concept, what is the displacement of light and details regarding that?
Yeah. So, see, in Einstein's theory, nothing can travel faster than light because of the structure of that theory, the mathematical structure of that theory. But in my theory, cosmic relativity, the gravity of the universe, all the matter in the universe controls all dynamics, including the propagation of light. So, therefore, the amount of gravity is related to the maximum speed which is possible, which happens to be the speed of light or the speed of gravitational waves and things like that. And nothing can go faster than this in this theory, because it is all controlled by, limited by this gravity, which means particles like tachyons also cannot exist in this theory. In Sudarshan's conception, the Einstein's restriction that nothing can travel faster than light is sidelined by tachyons because they are generated with a velocity larger than the velocity of light. So, they do not cross the velocity of light to become faster than light, they are created with velocity larger than the velocity of light. That was his conception. In this theory, nothing can be propagate faster than light because it is controlled, limited by this absolute gravity. So, tachyons are not part of this theory.
We are expecting that we are going to get the ultimate secret about the universe, the Earth, from LIGO project. You are one among the scientists who is associating with that. And what are the details that soon we are going to expect, and how is it happening in India also?
LIGO detection of gravitational waves opens a new window to see objects in this universe. Some things which we cannot see with light now can be seen by detecting the gravitational waves from those sources, like a black hole, binary black holes, faraway neutron stars and things like that. So, it reveals certain secrets of what we couldn't see earlier, we can see now. In that sense, it is new astronomy.
But there are certain challenges too.
Yes. So, in fact, detecting it itself was a very great challenge. It took 30 or 40 years of development. It would have been a good thing to have a third LIGO detector in India. That is why we proposed it about 10 years ago. And the government was very supportive, and the project is on. But in the last 6 years, we haven't had much progress in that project, which I am very, very much pained about and disappointed about, though I am part of it. In fact, I am so disappointed about it that I recently wrote a paper re-evaluating the relevance of the LIGO India project with a slightly negative conclusion that the relevance has gone down, but it is still worth doing it. It may face the danger of being just a supportive instrument, which is not very nice for India when the country is willing to spend thousands of crores for a fundamental physics project. It has to be discussed in public again, is what I feel.
How do you evaluate the Indian education system in developing the scientific temper in a child from school days onwards to developing a researcher or scholar or scientist?
Many of us, not only me, many of my friends came through the Indian educational system. In fact, the vernacular system of education, then along with that, English education and so on. And we had good teachers, and I don't think we suffered in any way in developing a scientific temper and so on, because this country always talked about this. Of course, we are among a environment where there are a lot of superstitions and ritualistic beliefs. So we have to surpass all that, which is an individual's effort. We can fall into that, or we can be out of it. And when we learn, and so the education system is, at least in the beginning stage, it is good. But in the university, the teaching is as if this is science came from the West. You learn all these techniques, these methods, and then you can be part of this as an accessory. You go abroad, you can make a name for yourself, but this is science from the West. And that attitude has to change. It is science, it's science global. We have contributed it maybe at some stage. Definitely you have heard about the Kerala School of Mathematics and Astronomy in the 15th century and so on. And if you look at those books, it's very clear that the level of contributions. So it is a commonwealth. The real commonwealth is this knowledge. And if we fall into this impression of we are doing Western science, then we will never be able to question the fundamental concepts given to us. We'll be scared about questioning these things. Hesitation. If that happens, we will never be able to rewrite a theory. We will be never able to change a paradigm, even when we know that what we are thinking is right. So that has to change. And that has to change by exposure and by self-thinking.
আমাদের ভিডিও ভালো লাগলে লাইক এবং শেয়ার করুন। কমেন্ট সেকশনে গিয়ে জানান আপনাদের মতামত। আরও ভিডিও পেতে আমাদের চ্যানেল সাবস্ক্রাইব করুন এবং প্রতি মুহূর্তে খবরের আপডেট পেতে প্রেস করুন বেল আইকন।